everyone, welcome to our penultimate Starshine Yoga and Mindfulness online session. So we have 2 weeks of yoga left before we break for the summer holidays. So we're going to be working hard over the next 2 weeks. We've got a new set of poses that we're going to have a look at today. And the only thing you need for our session is a ping pong ball or something that can roll along your mat or the floor when we do our yoga breath this morning. So you might need to pause me now while you go and find an object, something like a marble or a light ball, something that's going to be able to roll with your breath. And then when you're ready, I want you to come on down to your mats, but we're going to start in a kneeling position. So if you have a partner, if there's somebody else in the room with you who can join you for this yoga breath, then that's great, because you're going to blow the ping pong ball or your ball back and forth along the mat to each other. But if you're doing your yoga practice on your own this week, like I am, then I want you to see how far on your own you can blow your ping pong ball. So how far along your mat or along the floor can you blow it, okay? But if you've got a partner, you're doing ping pong football, air football, you're going to blow it back and forth, okay? So remember, you need to get down nice and low, okay, so that your air travels behind the ball, and you're going to take a big deep breath in through your nose and blow out through your mouth to push the ball as far as you can get it. Ready? Good. So if you're with your partner, you keep going. Okay, keep blowing that ping pong ball back and forth. Try and keep it on the mat. See who's got the biggest breath. I'm going to have another go to see if I can get mine a little bit further this time. Ooh, almost there. I'm going to see if I can get it all the way to the end of the mat with my yoga breath. Big deep breaths. Good, keep going. Oh, that wasn't as far. I'm going to go down onto my tummy this time. Okay, you've got 1 more minute. Oh, I need to do better than that. Come on, Melissa. Okay, last one here. Okay, fantastic. Well done, guys. So you can pop your ping pong balls to the side, and then I'd like you to come up into that stick pose, ready for our sun sequence. And we're going to play that game, What's Missing? So I'm going to miss out one of the moves, and I want you to shout at your screen what the move is that I've missed out. Okay, so you missed it out with me, but I want you to shout it out. Okay, so my turn, your turn. Stick. Reach to the sun. Elephant, 1, 2, 3. Ball. Curly whirly 1, curly whirly 2, curly whirly 3, curly whirly 4, stick. Okay, what was that move I missed out? Shout it at your screens. Good, hopefully you spotted it was hands that I missed out because I went straight from stick to reach for the sun. And I didn't do hands today. Okay, excellent. So, on to our yoga poses for this week. Some of them might be new to you. Some of them you might be able to remember from previous sessions that we've done. So the first pose I want you to have a go at on your mat is bird. Or sometimes in yoga we call it child's pose. Bird or child's pose. So we're coming down onto our knee and we're tucking our head in towards our knees with our forehead on the mat and reaching our arms forward as far as we can stretch them. Good, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to send our arms behind us and hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So when we play our game later with our yoga poses, you can choose whether you hold your arms out in front or you send them behind. Okay. I'd like you to show me next that pose triangle. Can you remember? Do you know what triangle looks like? Good, so hopefully you've got your legs nice and wide, making that triangle shape. And then we're going to send one arm down towards our ankle, but the other arm is going to come up straight, and we're going to see if we can turn and look at those fingers pointing, reaching towards the ceiling. Good, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, come up. Hopefully you had a really good stretch up the side of your body. We're going to go down the other side. Good. So really opening out your chest, reaching down as far as you can. Holding it here for 5. Can you look at those fingers? 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Excellent. A really nice pose to open out those sides of our body and those hips. Good. Okay, our next pose is a moving pose. It's cat-cow. So I want you to come on down onto your hands and knees onto all fours, because when we do cat-cow, we take a big deep breath in and we look up to the sky and drop our tummies, and then as we breathe out we stretch like those cats. So tucking our tummy and our belly buttons in, pulling them in and arching our backs. Good. We're going to do 3 more here. Ready? Big deep breath in. Good. 2 more. Last one. Excellent, okay, well done. Now for our next pose, I want you to imagine that you're sitting on an imaginary chair. We're going to do chair pose. So we're really working our leg muscles for this pose and our bottom muscles. Okay, so what we're going to do is take our legs about shoulder width apart, and I want you to now sit back and imagine that you're on a chair. And I want you to bring your arms forward, good, holding it here for 5, 4, so from the side, it looks like this, good, hovering, 3, 2, 1, and relax, good. You should be feeling your leg muscles, your hamstrings and your quads working really hard for chair pose. Okay, our next pose is called arrow pose. So for arrow pose, we're going to come onto the sides of our bodies. And what we're going to do, we're going to push our bodies up off the mat, and we're going to fold this leg and bend this leg and see if we can balance it on top of that bottom leg. Good. So really tricky pose to finish with. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent. We're going to go straight into the other side for arrow pose. Okay, so this is like a side plank. We're going to push up those legs, bring that other arm up to help us balance, and fold the top leg. Good. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. That is super tricky. So don't worry if you wobble a little bit, because as we practice it more in the game and then next week you'll get even better at it. Now arrow pose is a little bit like that pose I asked you to practice at the end of last week's session. Our Starshine Yoga star pose. Can you remember that I asked you to practice that pose that looks like a star on its side? Our Starshine Yoga pose. Good, so it's a bit like arrow, but instead of our leg resting, we take that leg up to balance it, okay? So perhaps you can have a go on either side now at that star pose, our Starshine Yoga pose. Good, maybe you've got one side that's able to do it a little bit better than the other side. Remember, that's really normal to have one side that's a little bit stronger than the other side. Okay, good work guys, working hard today. So now it's time for our game, and we're going to play musical statues. So you're going to need to listen carefully for the music. When it stops, I'm going to call out one of those poses from this week, and I want you to see if you can hold it as still as possible and balancing as hard as you can. Okay, so you can dance around the room or dance on your mat, that's up to you. Okay, ready, listening for that music? Off we go. I'd like you to do arrow pose. Choose a side. Good, hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent. Get ready for that music. Ready? Child's pose. Holding it, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay, ready to dance? Triangle. Good, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent, ready? Cat cow. So you can't hold this one really still because we're moving with that breath. Ready? Big deep breath in. And out. Listen for the music. Chair pose. Good, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good job. Starshine Yoga pose. Good, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Give yourself a round of applause. Well done, guys. Excellent work. Whew, hopefully you feel a little bit warmer now. You might need to go and get a drink for our relaxation. Hopefully your heart's beating quicker. Okay, and hopefully your well-being is increasing throughout the session and you're having a good time. So for our relaxation now today, I'm going to read a story, a new story called Crab and Whale. Okay, this is a mindful story. So you might like to lie down on your backs, listen to the story. You might like just to sit in good sitting. You might like to lie on your tummies. Find a comfortable position. And then I want you just to listen. You might want to close your eyes. You might want to look at the pictures as they appear on the screen. Okay, Crab and Whale. One day, Crab was walking home. The tide was out and the sun shimmered on the sandy beach. Crab had lots of legs, and all those legs meant Crab could run really fast. But today, like most days, Crab walked slowly, listening carefully to the sound each leg made as it touched the sand. So Crab was being quite mindful. Then Crab noticed thud. A whale washed up by the waves. Crab raced over and pushed and pulled, and yanked and heaved, and tugged and shoved, but it was no good. Whale was stuck. Crab realised there was another way to help. I'll stay with you until the tide comes in, said Crab, giving Whale's rubbery skin a gentle stroke. But Whale still looked worried. You know what always makes me feel better, said Crab, blowing out a deep breath. Maybe you should try that. Whoosh! A gentle breath, Crab laughed. Try this, said Crab. Listen to the sound of the sea. Now whisper back to it. Breathe in, and then breathe out, making the sound of the sea. Whale whispered to the sea and became more and more relaxed with each passing breath. As the sun slowly set, they counted the colours in the sky. That cloud looks just like an elephant, said Crab. Whale didn't say anything. She thought that the cloud looked like a teapot. I love the stars, said Crab. She stretched up as far as she could. I feel as though I could eat them. Fizzy. Whale yawned. So did Crab. They both fell asleep. Next day, the cold sea tickled Whale's tail, waking her up. As Whale wriggled with excitement, she started to sink into the soft sand. Keep still, said Crab, but Whale wouldn't keep still. Feel the water rising up your body. Notice every splosh, splish and splash, said Crab. Whale concentrated. The water crept slowly up her dry skin. Then finally she was free. Crab blew out a long breath and stretched each one of her 8 tired legs. Helping Whale had been hard work, but it made Crab happy. "Thanks," splashed Whale. "You're welcome," Crab laughed. Crab scurried off home with her legs ticking gently on the sand. Tick, 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 tick. It was going to be a good day. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that mindful story. I'm going to say namaste. And thank you so much for joining me for this week's session. Keep practicing those yoga moves, especially that star move. Keep breathing, relaxing, and I look forward to seeing you next time for our last session before the holidays. Take care. Bye everyone.